Everybody, he's back. Oh god, he is sadly back. I know everyone didn't miss him.
Stop it. Get some help.
But he's back. And we're here to talk about more stuff. And he's actually quite brown.
Wait, I can't talk right now. I don't have a pencil in my hand.
Oh!
Apparently, you need pencil in your hand. That's the fucking meme that came.
We're going to be hiding a pencil in this episode, okay? Well, let's...
Don't ask where.
Don't ask where, everybody.
5 things that are easy to put up your butt.
Now, Ralph's looking very brown, and I actually feel even more...
Racist, but continue.
I look even more white now. We're talking about Metro. There's some more stuff going down with Metro devs. And yeah, it's definitely helping their game.
It's very, very sad.
Definitely.
We'll talk about it now. Bliat. I think that's how you say it.
What does that mean?
I think it's a swear word in Russian.
Sure, okay.
Bliat.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Turns out that Metro Exodus is going to be a very, very, very rocky release.
Yes.
And not necessarily because of the game, but because of all the PR shitstorm they've created. So the story with this is that the Metro series is an absolutely fantastic series. They've got 2 games already in the background. Metro 2033, Metro Last Light.
Yep, and they're on Steam, actually.
They both did they are on Steam. They both did they did a redux of both of those, and they're just fantastic. If you haven't played them, for the love of God, go and play them. They're fucking great games. There's a new one coming out called Metro Exodus. I played it, by the way, before all this shitstorm went down, and I really liked what I played. It's a bit more open world this time, but it's still a linear, single-player, narrative-focused shooter, okay? Then after that, what did they announce, Sam?
Some shit went down, everybody. Everyone had their pre-orders on Steam. Everyone was very excited for it to be on Steam, okay? Out of nowhere, they signed an epic deal with Epic, okay? Epic deal with Epic, okay? Everyone completely lost their shit for a number of reasons. Number one, again, everyone was very excited. All their library is already on Steam. They want all their games on Steam. Number two, there's no features on Epic that even compare to Steam. The list goes on, but ultimately it was a very bad move for them to do it, okay? Review bombing after that started happening on the Steam store for the previous Metro games. And since then, Metro isn't looking like it's going to be in a good way. But then, that wasn't the end of it. The dev thought, let's go into a public forum and talk about how much we don't give a shit what people think, and let's threaten the community.
So
Love it.
There are 2 parts here. Let's talk first of all about his statement, and then let's talk about the response that 4A Games and Deep Silver, the publisher, have offered in response to that statement. Because we haven't really talked about the threat that was made by the dev yet. So let's go into that now. Okay, so I actually put this out onto Twitter because I wanted to get a few different translations of this statement to make sure it was right, because language and context, they don't always translate one-to-one.
Totally.
It was actually translated for me by a guy called Ledkit, and it was very close to the original translation.
Everybody.
He's Russian. Maybe he's right. He could be
We
not
don't
Russian.
actually know if he's Russian, but he knew how to translate Russian, so we're just thinking...
He has I think he
he's
has
Russian.
an anime avatar icon. So
Then he's
could
definitely
be
an anime.
Japanese.
He's a Russian anime.
These are the main parts of the statement, okay? So he says a bit of stuff before this, but then he says, on the other hand, reaction from certain people, like resorting to piracy, can't be considered adequate. I have a feeling these people didn't even want to play the game, and they were just waiting for a chance to show bitterness. It appears we as developers tried to do something special, painfully and with losses. However, someone doesn't consider our efforts worth installing a new launcher. Of course, it's their life and their right, but do they care about Metro? I think not. I can only add that they have never been our audience, and they are not interested in our work. And thus, I'm not interested in their opinion. Why should I care what they think? Now,
it goes on. There's more.
There is more,
after
but
that.
let's just pause there. So this is a developer of 4A Games.
Yeah.
Basically saying that those people that are angry about this, they're probably not real Metro fans anyway. They
Totally.
just wanted an excuse to hate the game. Fuck those guys. Why
And
would I
look,
care?
that is definitely a small portion of the community that will never play Metro. They just love jumping on the hate train.
Yes.
It does happen, for God's sakes.
But I am a Metro fan, and I'm disappointed by the move to Epic Games Store because I don't think it was the right thing to do. Would I boycott the game over it? No, I wouldn't.
Yeah.
But I'm disappointed by it. I think it's a shitty move. I think it's a bit sort of like bait and switch last minute.
Totally.
So I don't think it's fair of him to say, hey, you guys just hate Metro anyway, so whatever. But then again, he might not be talking about everyone. He might just be talking about that specific group of people who are just haters, but it's very unclear what his statement is trying to say, and that's where we get into this problem.
I think he should have clarified that, when he's talking about a certain minority in the gaming community, he should bounce back off that and say, the people that do love Metro, we do care what you think, and we are,
For sure.
something along the lines of, we are listening, we understand your frustration. But the whole thing feels like, we don't, if you're not liking what we're doing, we don't care kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that doesn't fit, it doesn't sit well, I think.
Yeah, I agree. He goes on. However, let's dive deeper. Some people think that if they shit on Exodus and previous work, they can make the world a better place. Show those greedy devs their place. I can only reply that if PC players boycott Metro, next game will not appear on PC, if appear at all. For better or worse, that's for you to decide. As for me, I'll feel sorry for devoted fans, but that will not change my opinion or opinion of my friends and co-workers. I'm sure that all those who smear dirt in the internet can't make even a fraction of what we're doing and will be doing here. That means they don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, there's like 2 or 3 things there. Number 1, Marketing 101.
Dude, don't say these words.
No, Marketing 101. Number 1, you do not threaten your customer base. Okay, and you do not go to war with your customer base like other companies have done. Gillette, for instance.
When will my reflection show who I am?
Like Kotaku,
Polygon,
Waypoint, Eurogamer,
McDonald's when they brought out salads and shit. No one wants that, okay? That's going to war with their core audience.
You don't make friends with salad.
To come out and ultimately threaten the customers or threaten the player base, like, hey, if you don't say exactly what, we want you to say online or act a certain way, we're not just going to put our game on PC anymore. It's not the way to go. I understand that he's frustrated, but regardless of what situation you're in, I think you should always, conduct yourself with, a level of calmness. He's not doing that right now at all, and he's damaging the brand. He's damaging Deep Silver. He's damaging everything that they're working on with these silly statements.
He is.
The
other thing he says within that statement is something to the effect of like, look, you guys can't make games, so you don't understand what this is about. Like, obviously that's not a good statement either. Like, Jesus, man. Like, you don't need to be like 3-hat chef to be able to say this hamburger is burnt. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like that.
Or Gillette razors suck now.
Right.
we know this.
We really have to get a Dollar Shave Club sponsorship at this point.
That is so true. Okay, stay tuned. Watch this space.
So that's a shitty statement, right? But look, he says something else after this. It's inconsequential. That's the meat of the statement, okay? Now, 4A Games have come out after that, and they've apologized for this and clarified what this has all meant. This is their official statement. The recent decision to move Metro Exodus from Steam to the Epic Games Store was made by Koch Media Deep Silver alone. The recent comments made by a member of the 4A Games development team do not reflect Deep Silver's or 4A Games' view on the future of the franchise. They do reflect the hurt and disappointment of a passionate individual who has seen what was previously nothing but goodwill towards his work turn to controversy due to a business decision that he had no control over. We respectfully ask that any and all valid feedback over this decision is directed at Koch Media Deep Silver and not the developers at 4A Games. The release strategy of the Metro series lies with Koch Media Deep Silver. Our decision to partner with Epic was based on the goal of investing in the future of the series and our development partner at 4A Games. We have every intention of continuing this franchise, and a PC version will always be at the heart of our plans.
So look, it's good that they came out with a response. It feels like half corporate, half raw in a way. I maybe wanted it to be a little bit more raw, but still corporate. But it's good that they're responding and actually getting back to the community saying, this doesn't really represent what we want. There is going to be a PC game if there is going to be another one in the future.
My take on this whole thing is like, this makes me legitimately so sad. Like, legitimately sad, because the Metro series of games are such like undiscovered gems. They're so underrepresented. They're so overlooked. And they've been great games forever, but most people just didn't know that, okay? This was hopefully the time when everyone got to pay attention to Metro, and this studio got the attention and like recognition that it deserved for making great games passionately for many years, okay? Now this has all come along and it's destroyed all of that goodwill. The backlash against this recent developer statement has been massive. Like, just fucking everyone's going furious, okay? I get why people are really angry at this developer, but my view on it is, this is one guy. He's a developer. He's in the trenches. He's worked on a game for many years that he's very passionate about without getting a lot of recognition. Like, you know, the 4A Games, by the way, like literally had to leave the Ukraine because it was annexed by Russia and they had to relocate to Malta. Like, these guys have gone through some shit, you know what I mean, to produce this game. And my point is that, like, this is one dude and I get where he's coming from because he's really hurting. He's done the wrong thing. No question about that. You should not have said these things.
Totally.
But he just had a moment where he just released in the wrong way. And I just hope that people don't then decide to boycott this entire product because of this one dude, when really you're talking about a team of hundreds of passionate developers who have made great games for years. And I just hope people give the company a second chance, because I don't think this is EA we're talking about here, man. This is not EA right here.
I know what you're saying. I agree with you that it was an unfortunate moment where he just kind of snapped, it seems, where he was just like, I've been working on this series for God knows how long. We've gone through all sorts of trials to get this game to where it is, and we just want some goddamn appreciation.
Yeah.
I understand that. At the same time, I understand why the community is angry, because the bottom line is, for me personally, regardless of what, you know, the company has gone through, when you stand in front of a microphone that is going to go out to the world, you need to always keep, you know, a level of restraint.
Totally agree.
And
there's no excusing what he did.
Exactly right. There's no excusing. So, like, yeah, on one side I get it. This other side, like, man, like, that's not what they needed right now, you know? And he really, it's a real shame that he did that, because just quickly, like, you know, with everything that's going on, it's literally hanging on by a thread right now in terms of people that are still going to give this franchise a try, you know?
That's it. And I mean, I think the statement from, you know, Koch Media, Deep Silver, whatever, basically saying, this is Deep Silver and Koch Media, it's the publisher. Don't blame the developer.
And I like that. I like that they're saying, look, this is our shit. Like, don't give the devs shit, you know?
And I mean, like, I understand the decision to not want to play the game because it's not on Steam. I did get that, right? I also understand the decision to not want to support the game because of the comments of this developer. I get that as well. I personally will still be buying this game.
Me too.
And supporting this developer, because I think despite all of that shitstorm, I really want to see those guys continue to make these great single-player linear shooters that are just top quality.
Yep.
And, you know, I think the publisher sucks, don't get me wrong, and this developer's comments suck, but I really want to see those guys succeed. So, I mean, I know that's sort of probably some sort of double standard. I get that, but I think every situation is different, and this situation is its own situation.
Yeah, if we're talking about, like, EA, for instance, with Patrick Sutherland, like, coming out saying, if you don't want it, then don't buy it. Well,
you're uneducated.
Fuck that dude, you know? Like, there's such a track record there to shit things, business decisions, bad relationships with the community, what they've done to video games, in its entirety. Like, it's completely changed it in so many ways. So when EA does this shit, we don't need to give them a second chance, you know. But like,
we've already given them like 400 chances over a decade, 20 closed studios,
400 Star Wars games that are probably being cancelled. But when this happens with a game that, you know, they're all passionate, I understand that things do happen. It is unfortunate, but, you know, I hope this game is successful, and I hope that, you know, Deep Silver does learn from this and go, you know what, going forward we are going to put our games on Steam, and everyone kind of learns from this situation.
Please get a professional PR person and don't let your developers talk ever again.
Yeah, it's not the best idea.
That's the Laymen Metro sellout promotional propaganda video here, and from the Ministry of Propaganda in Mother Russia.
And where did we hide the pencil? There it was, everybody. Have a good day.